If you're looking for some lunchbox inspiration, well, I've got a treat for you. These are my spinach crepes, and I'm going to fill them with some cream cheese and smoked salmon. It's delicious, and it's great to change up that classic sandwich that we all pack. So to start with, we need to make the spinach component of the crepe. So these are going to be lovely and green. The kids love these too. Before I add my spinach, I'm going to add 3 eggs to my blender. So I am going to be using my traditional crepe recipe, but instead of the classic style, which just has the eggs, the flour and the milk, I'm going to be adding the spinach. And you could absolutely change this up, get really creative. Instead of spinach, you could use some beetroot to give you these lovely purple crepes. So it's a little bit of fun in the kitchen. A big handful of spinach, about a cupful. We don't want to overfill the blender, so I'll start with that much and lid on, and we're going to blend this until it's smooth. Okay, we've got our vibrant green egg mixture. Now let's make the batter for the crepe. So in a bowl, we always start with our good quality all-purpose flour. You'll need 1 cup, that'll be measured out. The difference between crepes and pancakes is the flour. So crepes always start with plain flour because you want them to be nice and thin, and pancakes always have the leavening agent. So when I'm making my pancakes, I use a self-raising flour so they can lift. So that's 1 cup. Into this, I'll add a good pinch of salt, and we'll just make a well in the centre to add our egg mixture. So in with our spinach and egg mixture. And before I start adding the milk, I like to incorporate this vibrant green mixture into the flour. We don't want any lumps in this mixture, so slowly bring in the sides. And once it starts to get quite thick, that's when I start adding the milk. So in with the milk, a little at a time. And I'm just going to continue adding that until we have a smooth consistency. Now, crepes should not be as thick as a pancake batter. So I'll show you what a pancake batter consistency should look like. So it should be quite thick like this. But for crepes, you want it to be thin, almost like thickened cream. So I'm going to continue adding the milk. And the reason I like to show you the consistency is because the egg size is going to be different, and also the amount of spinach and the amount of liquid in the spinach is going to be different. So I like to eyeball this when I'm adding my milk. So that's probably about 400 mils. Have a look at that. See how that's the consistency of thickened cream? That's what we're after. Okay, let's start making our crepes. So I'm using a crepe pan, but you can use any pan you like, as long as it's quite wide, because I want to make big crepes for this. So a little splash of oil. You could also use butter. And I just like to use a bit of paper toweling just to spread that oil, not too much. So spread that out. And before you add your crepes, you want this pan to be quite hot so it sets the crepe batter. I'll grab a ladle. So I've got a full ladle full here, into the centre, and then swirl the pan around. Wow, look at that crepe. I love the colour of it. And now we wait. Be patient with crepes. So just pop that back on the heat. As soon as you start to see a little bit of steam come up and it just starts to set, you know it's time to flip. Also, when you've got that little bit of a jiggle, you know you can flip then too. So I'm going to make at least 4 or 5 of these, and then we can start wrapping. All right, our green crepes are ready to go. We can start rolling. And you can see one side is much darker than the other. So for presentation, I like the greener side. I'll start with some of this lovely cream cheese. I've just brought it out of the fridge an hour ago, so it's easier to apply. And you can change up the fillings here. I'm using cream cheese, but you could add some mozzarella, some freshly grated cheese, whatever you like. Even some dip would work nicely in the centre here. So after you've spread it all over, going to add some lemon zest, because lemon zest, cream cheese and salmon are good friends. I'll then add just a few more spinach leaves and spread them out. And then our smoked salmon. Love smoked salmon for this. And we just want 1 single layer of the smoked salmon. And if you need to, just trim a few of the bits up so it fits nicely like that. Okay, time to roll this up. So we're going to roll it up into a pinwheel. And if I was popping this into a lunchbox, I would just cut that in half and wrap it up exactly like a classic burrito or a wrap. I'm going to show you another way to present this. This is a really nice canapé too. So we're going to trim the edges, little chef's treats on the end, pop that to the side. And if that's firm enough, we're going to cut that in half, and to make sure that they're even, in half again, and then in half again. And by doing that, we've got the perfect little pinwheel. Delicious. All right, I'm going to make a few more of these. There you have it. Really cute pinwheels, fantastic as a canapé like this, but also as a lunchbox filler. Forget about the sandwich. Do something a little fancier, just like these gorgeous, vibrant green and healthy pinwheels.